We are talking tonight about diet soda, and soda is a little bit okay. What if you're wanting a little bit something more than water? So if you're a soda drinker, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. And also this goes for your Crystal Light, the little Mayo things that you squirt in the water flavors or whatever you want to call those. That's what we're all talking about, all of that. Basically anything besides water. You got your sodas, your Mountain Dew, your Coca-Cola, your Fanta. I don't have any diet soda here for some reason. But I did take a trip to Walmart today looking through all the Mayos and all of that, and did a video all about that earlier, a little reel clip about aspartame and sucralose. Now, if you are new here, before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Renee Paulson. I'm a recovering food and sugar addict that's down over 100 pounds. I now help women do the same thing. I'm also a certified nutrition and health coach. So, I struggled with soda for years, and I wouldn't even say struggled because it just was like a regular part of my life growing up. And now I don't know, I feel like I have a hair that's like here, sorry, excuse me. Now, I don't know about you, but soda was just something that was in my house growing up regularly. My mom and stepdad drank Diet Coke regularly, and it just was something that was normal in my house. And I always had soda. I would rarely drink water. And you know, that just was how I lived. Now, I will tell you that my mom nagged me, you need to drink water, but also because your mom nagged you, I just didn't listen to any of that. And it ended up I was just drinking so much soda all the time. And here is the crazy part. And now this might be TMI, but you know, that's just how we roll here. I used to have UTIs all the time when I was growing up as a teenager, and at no time did anybody in any urgent care or any doctor's office ever ask me, like, are you drinking water? Like, what's going on here? And I remember actually sitting in a doctor's office and listening to nurses outside of the door mock or make fun of the smell and how dark my urine was. Nobody ever said anything. And it's sad and it's scary. And I had all sorts of health problems beyond that as well, including racing heart rate and all sorts of other things. So by the end of it, I was drinking an entire 2 liter of Coca-Cola every single day, and pretty much no water. And I was extremely ill. So when people tell me, well, I just can't give up soda, you know, I kind of sit there and think, well, if you knew the things that were in it. So that's what I really want to talk about, because I hear a lot of people saying, well, you know, soda is just one of those things, you know, if you have like maybe a slice of pizza and you want a soda or something like that, just to drink with your food. I personally, if I'm going to drink anything that's sugary, I'm going to get like a Starbucks coffee. I'm going to make it worthwhile. That's just how I view things. But when we really look at soda and you look at the nutritional facts, you look at the ingredients list, that's where we really start to weigh is this worth it? Now, when you're talking about regular soda, you're talking about sugar. Yes, okay, we all know diabetes. We all know, I don't know if you know heart disease, because sugar and high fructose corn syrup also leads to heart disease, can damage your eyesight, which is why my glasses are so damn thick. You know, it comes with its own health array of, you know, bad health side effects, basically. So, and especially I find that as women, we will then go to the 0 calorie sweeteners, or the 0 calorie, the diet sodas, and the Crystal Lights, the 0 calories, the Mayos, the little things you squirt in there because they're so delicious. And I have also had those when I was trying to lose weight a long time ago. The crazy part, when I lost weight, I did it as a cycle, but I did it in a very, you know, like the Weight Watchers and the eating the frozen dinners and the having the Crystal Lights way. I should post up a side-by-side, because I am the same weight now as I was then, but my face and my features look so different, because even the diet sodas, the aspartame and the sucralose that's in there leads to inflammation. So you still get all the inflammation. Then what ends up happening is not only does the aspartame and the sucralose in diet sodas or sweeteners or your Crystal Lights, all of those things like that. First of all those powdered drinks, I went to Walmart today to do the thing, and they're by Kool-Aid. They're by the Kool-Aid packets, and they're by the Kool-Aid packets for a reason, because that's basically Kool-Aid, but just a 0 calorie, and that's where we try and keep our focus, because that's where we thought that our focus was supposed to be. But always, when you look at those, I went through the whole aisle today, sucralose and aspartame. Now, those side effects have, a huge array of side effects. Besides the fact, if you have too much, you feel very bloated and gassy. I don't know if you've ever gotten that, where you feel like your stomach is so big, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I just need to burp or fart or something. That's those artificial sweeteners, because the body doesn't like to process them or break them down. So not only is it linked to that, it's also linked to anxiety, depression, ADHD, Alzheimer's and dementia, insomnia, what else? Weight gain, infertility, all sorts of things. And also, as women, those fake sugars imbalance your hormones. So if your hormones become imbalanced, you feel really tired, which is also high chronic inflammation. So you're going to feel fatigued all the time. You're going to feel like garbage, and you're going to be craving. Now, the crazy part that a lot of us don't know about when you're doing diet soda or those 0 calorie sweeteners, and I'm going to really zero in and focus on those, because I'm pretty sure that everybody at this point knows that soda, this ain't great for you. It's high fructose corn syrup. My next sugar video, I'm going to measure out the sticky ass high fructose corn syrup that's in this and show you exactly what it is, because it looks like this nice little bottle. Oh, this looks nice and yellow. But really, like, if you saw what was in there, you might change your mind. But I want to focus really on those 0 calorie and the diet sweeteners, because sucralose and aspartame has such dangerous linked side effects, not only cancer, infertility, all those things, plus some that I didn't even name all of the things, because if you don't believe me, go look it up. Now, there's a lot of studies where they're saying, well, they've talked about a lot of people have had these side effects, but there's still maybe a study yet fully linking it to something like cancer or a certain type of cancer, because if you have chronic inflammation in your colon, that it will lead to colon cancer. So is that a byproduct or not? My personal and honest feeling about that is that the beverage companies are paying a lot of money to keep all of that hush hush, and if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you. Philip Morris, which was is Big Tobacco, owns a lot of the food companies and the beverage companies. They all got their playbook from Big Tobacco and learning how to make things addictive and then blame it on you and make you feel like a bad person about it. So, and have health side effects and then say, oh yeah, that didn't cause cancer. Wait, in 10 years, when they're all directly linked, they're going to have to come out and be like, well, yeah, that might have caused cancer. We're really sorry about that. But what can we do about it now? Well, it's too late now, So not only do they have serious health side effects, but when you have that fake sugar, like the aspartame and sucralose, and the saccharin's another one. You've got the sweet leaf and all of those things that all kind of fall under those. And then acetylsin K. I don't know. I can never pronounce that. Remember, it's ACE K basically is the short word for it. But what ends up happening when you when you drink that basically, is that your taste buds tell your brain, hey, guess what? Sugar's on the way, and get excited because you love sugar, I love sugar, we all love sugar. It's going to spike your dopamine and make you feel great. Just you wait, brain. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Okay, so your taste buds are like, ooh, this is sweet. I'm going to signal to the brain that sugar's coming, and brain's going to be super happy. But when your body actually processes those fake artificial sweeteners, they don't hit the brain the same way. Your brain's so smart. Your body is smart. I don't know how all these things work. I don't know. It's crazy to me to think that they work like this. But when you have that, when it hits your brain in a different level, and it doesn't spike that dopamine. And so your brain is like, I'm ready for sugar. Like telling a kid that like Christmas is coming, and then It's still like March, you know? So your brain is literally sitting there waiting on sugar to come and waiting for that rush of dopamine. And it's smart enough to know we've already done this a bunch of times. So I know that eventually if I sit here and expect it long enough, then we'll figure something out. So then your brain then becomes a toddler who's having a tantrum in the middle of Walmart. Just think about that and close your eyes and think about that. Your brain is just literally sitting there going, listen here, lady, you promised me sugar and I ain't got it yet. So I'm going to sit here and I'm not moving, and we're going to sit here and I'm going to sit here and talk and think about all of the sugar and all the sweet stuffs. So your brain goes into a hyperloop, craving sugar because you gave it sugar, you gave it fake sugar, and that's not good enough. Think about a toddler again. I don't know if you've ever dealt with a toddler. I am assuming you probably have, because toddlers are extremely challenging. But then as older kids, they get older, and then it's just even more challenging. I don't know. I think this job just gets harder. Sorry, that's my own personal mom business. But a toddler in the middle of Walmart, you know, just sitting there throwing a tantrum going, you know, you did not give me what I wanted to. So not only does it have health side effects, it also leads to weight gain and obesity because you end up eating more than you intended. Even if you had, even with regular soda and diet soda, if you sit down with a meal and you have either one of those, studies have shown that people will ingest more food in that sitting. Number one, than they had intended, and number two, way past full. And that's because also the sugar in regular soda and in those artificial sweeteners, when you're, this is also a crazy fact with the body, that when you sit down and, have you ever felt really, really, really full? Like you're gonna pop. And you're like, I just can't jam another piece of food in. And then someone brings out dessert and you're like, maybe I have some room. Sugar and sweets let the stomach relax a little bit. So your stomach relaxes a little bit and has a little extra room. So as you're jamming all that sugar and all that soda and the Crystal Light or the Mayo's sweetener or the Gatorade or the Powerade, all of them, then your stomach relaxes, you eat more, you end up gaining more weight, it's directly, again, linked to diabetes. So again, so if the diet soda also makes you gain more weight, have diabetes and cancer and all the other things that the regular soda does, why have diet soda, number one? And if you're going to look at, okay, well then she said that a soda is okay. If you, honestly, this goes straight through you, straight to your liver. This can equal fatty liver disease, you know, all of the things. So instead of having this, have a Cinnabon. You know, a Cinnabon actually has less sugar than this Mountain Dew. It's actually going to be better for you because there's not like, I don't know, yellow dye number 5 in it and something that's like what is this? Erythrobic acid and calcium disodium EDTA. I don't know. So instead of drinking your sugar, when I teach people, I would rather have people eat a cookie, eat a piece of cake, enjoy something that you really are going to take the time to sit and bite and have that fulfillment. This hits your tongue and it's so easy to go down. By the end of it, you could be done, halfway done. Instead of sitting there and enjoying a piece of cake or a treat or something. And even, it sounds weird, but again, if you look at something like a piece of cake or a Cinnabon and this, what do you think is going to hit your body faster? No, I'm not telling you that a whole Cinnabon is great for you, but I am telling you that it's better than this for sure. Now, here's where we want to get to. Is a little bit okay? A little bit of soda. Honestly, in my opinion, I will never judge anybody for drinking soda. And I was the biggest culprit, and I loved soda. And if I have any type of soda now, it is in a cocktail on like a treat night, you know, special night or something like that. I stay far away from it. And the biggest reasons why are because I am fully aware now that the companies that make these or make Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi or Diet Crystal Light or whatever it is, that they don't have our best interests at heart at all. Literally, they are there to line their pockets and make you a forever customer. And they also know that putting what they put in here will make you addicted to it and make you crave more and become a forever customer and not be able to quit. And if you think that they don't know that, you're very, very mistaken. The way that I switched my soda lens is, I'm going to talk about how I switched my soda lens on Thursday nights. I'm going to give my 3 best tips on how to quit your soda habit. And by switching that lens, that's super powerful, because these and you know what, you can't, I don't know if you could blame the companies or be upset. I go back and forth, honestly, because they're in the business of making money, and they're doing it. They're making money. They are making money. Do you know, like, if you go over to Europe, things like that, most people, like, this isn't a United States problem. Right here. These are a United States problem. That's why the United States is in a severe obesity epidemic, diabetes epidemic. This is what's going on. And these, you know, they're in the business of making money, and they're doing a great job at it, but they're also making a lot of people fat, sick, addicted, nearly dead, or dead. You know, and part of that, people feel responsible. You know, you have your self-responsibility, like, well, that person's drinking the soda, so they should be responsible. I would love to hear your thoughts about that, because again, like I said, they know what they're putting in this. They have something in the food industry called the bliss point. They want to get you to a certain point so that you become their forever customer. That's how it works. So if you are a hardcore soda drinker and you're really struggling with the thought of giving it up for forever, don't worry about that. I'm going to give my 3 best tips. And seriously, when you switch the lens of how you're looking at it, instead of going, well, maybe just a little bit is okay. Because even when it gets to a little bit can go into this, that could go into this, that could go into this, that could go into this. And maybe even it's a little bit every single day. But that will then, again, get you on that craving loop where you're going to go, I'm late night snacking and I can't stay away from it, and I'm sucking down a 64 ounce with the rabbit poop ice at the gas station. I used to love those. That with, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. That little ball ice that's in there. And you know, so I've definitely been there. I understand the struggle of thinking, like, how do you just drink water? And now honestly, when people come to my house, I don't even, like, I think the last time I did grab soda because I felt weird because one time I didn't, but I had a group of people, a gathering of people, and they were like, okay, and I'm like, what would you like to drink? I'm like, I have water or plant-based milk. I'm like, wow, that's really weird. I need to get more condiments. But I think that a lot of people think that it's weird that I don't drink soda anymore, but man, my advice is I'd rather have a frickin' cookie than a soda. Now, there's some people that feel that they would rather have a soda than a cookie. And if you feel that way, honestly, my advice or my best thoughts or tips would be to do a 10-day sugar detox and see if you feel the same way at the end of it. Because when you take the body and you do a 10-day sugar detox, then you reset the brain and you reset the taste buds and you have that reset, and you go back and try and drink a soda, you feel really bad. You feel gross. Your heart can start racing. You feel like sweaty. You feel like, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna like jump out of my body, and I have anxiety and I don't know why, and I'm like, your heart's racing. So when you go back to it and you realize how sweet it is, and you're like, oh, I don't really know if I like that. So that would be my suggestion if you feel like that. Would love to hear your thoughts. Like I said, Thursdays live in the exclusive, in the private group, is going to be my 3 best tips on how to kick your soda habit for good, including my best tip, which is how to switch that lens and look at it. And if you trust me, all women that I have ever met and given this, tell to switch through this lens, they're like, that is definitely, so true warrior women will definitely love that tip, because once you switch that lens and you look at it from a different viewpoint, it is so powerful. Very, very powerful. Thank you so much, lovelies, for being here. I really, really appreciate you. If you want any more information, you can always check out reneepaulson.com. And I have a ton of free resources on there. If you want to know more about a 10-day sugar detox and working with me, I do have information on Sugar Warrior 10. So just message me and I will give you either information on how you can work with me on that, or how we can work together privately if you're struggling on your own. Again, thank you so much, lovelies, for being here. I really appreciate you. We're going to kick this soda habit. I'm going this in 2022, not in 2020. Jesus, we don't want to go back there. 2022, we're kicking the soda habit. All right, I think that's enough because I just can't talk anymore. I love you bunches. I hope you have an amazing night, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.